It's the number one thing we knew we had to get right. It's the first thing we ever worked on in terms of building a Spider-Man game.
It's all come together from like prototype phase to now you really get that sense of speed with the visual effects that are there.
Similar to what we talk about combat. We want you to feel great instantly when you pick up the controller, but over time you start to see the complexity, you start to see the depth.
Your R2 button is really your go button. We use that for both ground motion, where you start doing parkour over elements that might be in your way, and for swinging in the air. And so R2 throws out a line, searches through the environment to find that attach point. You're on a pendulum, and then at different points in that line, you get different momentum coming off the line. And so as a player, you're thinking about where you're releasing, then you can actually hit X off the line to get sort of a jump spring off. Different places, again, depending on where you are on the pendulum, give you either forward or upward momentum. Through the other moves, like the X button, again, will throw out lines ahead of you, or you can actually steer it to do quick turns. And they attach to buildings as well and pull you in a particular direction.
One thing we talked about is we didn't want to stop players. We didn't want to like face plant. We want to just keep your momentum and flow going. And, you know, he's 8 years being Spider-Man. He's kind of fine-tuned his traversal. So if you slam into a building, you just keep running up it.
Yeah, and when you hit that wall, we actually do take your input direction into account. So you can go straight up, you can go horizontal, or you can even go at an angle. And you've got steerability on the wall as well.
You have basically two options at the top. You can either keep going up and it'll kind of send you like in a mid-air jump. But if you time the button press near the top of the building, it'll kind of catapult you over so you can keep your momentum going. And then what you do is you press X again to web zip forward. You can really just keep that rhythm and flow of your traversal going and make it, and can feel really pretty fast and fluid.
When you're above the building line, if you're too far above, there's nothing to attach to, and so we don't want anything to happen. But it doesn't make sense that you would just be stuck up there waiting to fall, right? You're Spider-Man, and so you can actually sort of throw a line down, get a pull down into the building line.
And you do have like a, is it L3?
Yeah, so the L3 button actually sends you to a free fall dive, and that's one of the ways to get a lot of momentum pretty quickly.
There's also L2 and R2 together will zip you to a perch. So you actually throw out a line to a particular environment object, like a lamppost or something like that.
Yeah, lamppost, water towers, different signs in the city.
Yeah, and so then you'll follow those lines in, and if you hit, again, the X button, it's a lot of really simple button combinations that you can chain together. That X button will throw you off of that perch with, again, a boost of momentum. As you level up through the game, you actually do get some speed boosts, so you start going faster. There's also some of those moves that we've talked about that really give you bursts of momentum are unlockable over the course of the game.
You gotta feel like Spider-Man more than you've ever done before. It's all about feeling like Spider-Man. It's delivering that fantasy of I'm swinging through this concrete jungle gym of New York City, and I'm doing it with speed, style, flow, fluidity, and acrobatics that at the same time is exhilarating, but almost at the same time it's got a certain rhythm to it where it's a little bit relaxing. Like some people, hey, I'm just gonna go for a run because it actually calms me down. I imagine if sometimes Spider-Man in between would just want to swing around the city because it's just, that's what he does. And you have that feeling of relaxation within exhilaration.